Okay, hey guys, Tyler here. Now, I was going to use this with a tablet, but the tablet is dead. The tablet's like 2% power, so I had to charge the tablet up. So, I don't have time to do it. I have to go to work in a little bit. Well, I have to just upload it up there, done with work. So, I found this video called Forgotten Power Ranger Clones, or a version of Ripoff. So, this is actually Ripoff. This is actually an episode of Ripoff. I think this is a Ripoff episode. I don't know what episode this would be. But this is technically a Ripoff episode. I don't know. But this will be on the Ripoff playlist. Good idea? So it's Forgotten Power Ranger Clones, which I have not seen this before, so... And yes, I watched Power Rangers in the mid-90s. I remember watching Power Rangers in the mid-90s, around 2000 to 2005, 4. I remember watching Power Rangers from like 2002 to 2004. Yes, I watched it because there was no events on TV back then, and yes, at the time this recording was Power Rangers. At the time that this recording is happening, Power Rangers are still in the air right now, and they're on Nickelodeon. Right now, the date is today's date is October 20th, 2021. A little before around 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here we go. Forgotten Power Ranger Clones. Wow, this video's old, real old. Okay, so, ooh, we might look into that too. So here we go, guys. I've not seen this yet. This video came out, wow, that old again? Wow. So here we go, guys. I've not seen this yet, so. Ooh, that's an old Sega. That's an old Sega. It looks like an old Sega.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Morning Replay. I hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. And this month we've been focusing on things that we've probably forgotten about the 80s and 90s. Last week we got everything started with forgotten snacks and drinks. And this week we're going to kick things off with TV shows. And the first one we're going to take a look at are Forgotten Power Rangers clones.
Okay.
And there were a lot of them in the 90s. I've been pretty excited to do this episode for a while, so let's go ahead and get...
Okay, before we start, guys, Power Rangers was a TV show that was on the Fox Kids Network. Okay, if you guys know what Power Rangers was, Power Rangers was a show that was on... was a pretty good show. It was on Fox, Simbon. Fox Kids which was owned by Simbon at the time. Then it went to ABC Kids, because Simbon got bought by ABC Kids around 2002. And then it went to Nickelodeon. And as now this recording, it is still getting made today. It's on Nickelodeon, and they're about on its third season now. On its 30th year. Power Rangers has been around for almost 30 years. That's one of the few cartoons that's technically live action. It still gets made today. Later on this week, we might look into maybe watching an episode of Power Rangers and see if it still looks like it did. Like when last time I watched it over 10 years ago. Last time I saw Power Rangers was until around 2005. Then 2005 hit. I stopped watching Power Rangers, so... Actually, no, I still watched Power Rangers until I moved and got cable. I watched Power Rangers pretty much until the 20-teens. I watched Power Rangers until its demise. Well, towards the Switch, it kind of got changed around because I watched something else. Boy, when we went digital in 2010, it sucked. 2009, it sucked.
To the first one on our list.
So start.
Number 1, the Big Bad Beetleborgs.
That was also on Fox Kids.
When the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers aired in 1993, Saban struck gold. And riding on the success of the Power Rangers, Saban created a few other clones and spin-off series on the
same
Fox
company.
Network. One of these being
the Big
Bad Beetleborgs, which aired from 1996 to 1998. And the protagonists of the show were 3 kids, Drew, Joe, and Roland. The 3 of them are dared one day by a couple of rich kids to enter a supposedly haunted house. And taking them up on the dare, the trio enter the house, only to find it inhabited by real monsters. And they accidentally bump into a pipe organ, releasing Flabber, who's actually an Elvis impersonating ghost.
Oh shit.
He's thankful for being released and offers to grant them a single wish. And the kids being kids wish to be their favorite superheroes, the Beetleborgs. When the wish is granted, however, the villains in the comic are also brought to life.
Oh no.
And the 3 kids have to team up as the Beetleborgs in order to fight the villains that they've inadvertently released. One of the biggest differences between the show and Power Rangers was that the Beetleborgs really played up the cheesy factor with its characters. After 2 seasons, Saban eventually ran out of Japanese footage to use for the show, and production had to be halted. Where can I watch it? Every episode of this series was added to Netflix in 2011.
Not watching it. I don't like...
Number 2. Tattoo Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Oh, I heard of this. I heard of this show.
In 1994, Deke Entertainment created their first Power Rangers clone that aired on the
Deke.
USA Network.
Deke, which is now owned by Cookie Jar TV.
Nimbar, recruiting 4 teenagers to fight a battle against an evil galactic emperor named Gordanis. And Gordanis wants to take over Earth because it happens to be a focal point for a network of portals throughout the galaxy. And of course, these portals would make his conquest much easier.
Deke Entertainment's got Cookie Jar TV.
In front of the teenagers one day, and they all enter it because why not? And they're taken to Nimbar, who gives each of them a tattoo with his finger. The tattoos are based on different constellations and allow them to transform into galactic sentinels in order to battle Gordanis and his goons. And if the teams find themselves in a pretty difficult battle, they can combine themselves to form Nitron, a knight in metal armor that can shoot lasers from a sword.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Did I watch it? A DVD box set with all the episodes was released by Mill Creek Entertainment in 2013.
Mill Creek, I heard Mill Creek. I know who Mill Creek
Number
is.
3, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Oh, I heard of that show. That's a Fox affiliate.
The second attempt with a Power Rangers clone aired the same year as the first. This time they teamed up with Playmates Toys with a show called Power Boy, which was later renamed to Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad before it aired on ABC, in order to keep itself from being confused with the Power Rangers.
From the ABC,
and the show starred young Matthew Lawrence as Sam, a high school student and frontman/lead guitarist of the band Team Samurai. The show begins with an escaped military AI program named KiloCon, voiced by Tim Curry. Yes, Tim Curry.
No way.
Sam's classmate Malcolm. That just so happens to like making monsters on his computer. Malcolm's upset because Sam has the hots for his crush at school, and makes a deal with KiloCon to turn the monsters on his computer into megaviruses. And the megaviruses begin wreaking havoc in the digital world, causing phone outages and power surges. While recording a song with his band, Sam is shocked from a power surge and finds a strange device on his arm. He's shocked again later, and this time he's transported into the digital world as Servo.
Digimon.
Digital robot fighter.
Digimon, anyone?
Now Servo, must fight the evil megaviruses in the digital world with the occasional help of his friends.
Digimon, anyone?
With all of them together, they are the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Where can I watch it?
Pluto TV.
The Pluto TV app currently has all the episodes of the series available to stream.
Pluto's alright.
Number 4, The Masked Rider.
I remember that show. That's all. I remember watching that, Fox. Yep, Sinban.
The Masked Rider was created by Saban in 1995 as a spin-off of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yep.
The main character, Dex,
that was actually on Fox Kids.
Episode
I remember watching it.
A week before the show debuted. And the show begins with King Lexian, the former ruler of Edenoi and creator of Alpha 5, giving the Masked Rider powers to his grandson Dex in order to fight his evil uncle Count Dragon. After conquering Edenoi, Count Dragon sets his sights on Earth. Dex is able to escape Edenoi and crashes on Earth, causing a nearby house to shake. The Stewart family who lives in the house runs outside to find Dex in a crater, and he's immediately welcomed to the family. The Stewart family is a multiracial family with adopted children, which allows Dex to blend in. And being an Edenite, Dex has telepathic abilities that allows him to show the Stewarts his story. Shortly after, a crash is heard outside, and Dex's small fuzzy companion Fervus is shown to have joined him.
Oh shit.
Dex now uses his powers and awesome talking vehicles to prevent Count Dragon from taking over Earth.
Okay.
However, unfortunately the show was a flop and was eventually cancelled by Saban. Where can I watch it? There was a VHS release back in the 90s, but the only known DVD release was in the UK and was actually only of the first 2 episodes.
That was it.
Number 5, VR Troopers.
Sinban, Jetix.
VR.
VR Troopers was the first Power Rangers clone to be released by Saban, and it ran from 1994 until 1996. And the show introduced us to Ryan,
never seen it,
and JB, who all teach martial arts at a local dojo.
That's
In a
typical.
search for Ryan's missing father, the three of them are attacked by goons by the show's antagonist, Grimlord. They eventually stumble across a mysterious laboratory and find the digitized head of Dr. Hart, who's a friend of Ryan's father. The doctor tells them of a virtual dimension that Ryan's father had been part in creating.
Tron?
And the virtual dimension is inhabited by mutants that want to conquer both realities. And he explains to them that the mutants are under control of Grimlord, who in the real world is actually Carl Zichter, a billionaire who looks like he's about to beat the Mighty Ducks in the Junior Goodwill games.
Okay.
The three teenagers are recruited to fight the takeover of both dimensions. And
That makes
Troopers
sense.
was actually considered a success, but unfortunately Saban ran out of stock footage to use for the series. Where can I watch it?
Netflix.
Every episode of the series was added to Netflix in 2011. That's everything for this week's episode of the Saturday Morning Replay. I hope you guys enjoyed everything on the list. If there's anything that I've forgotten, please put it in the comments below so I can make sure to get to it in a future episode. And next week we're going to be continuing with forgotten 90s TV shows and cartoons, so make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss it. And until next week,
Okay. That was pretty neat. This is from 2017, but you know what though? Okay, so he still does videos, but he doesn't do many. Okay, he does podcasts now. Okay. Let's do 90s cartoons. Right now it's only 6 something.
Hello everybody and welcome
At 7
back
o'clock
to
we have to
another
get
episode
off.
of the Saturday Morning Replay. And this week we're going to be taking a look back at TV shows from the 90s that you've probably forgotten.
Okay, I will reset this because if I know the show, I'll say the show and I'll be back in a sec, guys.